Hey, YouTubers and friends, how are you all doing tonight? 1 second. Rose, I have an echo coming through on your side. Oh, pardon me, everybody. I have a real special guest. I've been looking forward to the show for a while. Levi from Tassie Boys Prospecting. The guys and I had the privilege of being on a special that we kind of hosted for a friend of ours down in Tasmania, David Buckle, and Levi was on that show along with No Show Polly, Pioneer Polly, and some other people. It was a great show, but check out that on David Buckle's channel. But don't go away because we'll be back with Levi right after this. Hey, YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with Toledo Jess, Gano, the Treasure Vixens, and I.
Anyways, now that I'm unmuted.
Now that you're unmuted, we're live, Jesse. How you doing, brother?
All right, how about you?
Hey everyone, I'm back.
Good. We're glad to have you, Levi.
Yep.
No worries, Ed. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Yep.
So how?
Got some new faces here. I haven't seen the Treasure Vixens before, so.
Oh, you have to check. You have to check out their. You have to check out their YouTube video, Treasure Vixens.
Will do.
Oh, and before I forget,
I think I have. I think I have.
Rose did something. Rose did something in her last video.
Just rub it in, Jesse.
A couple of weeks ago, I turned to her as a professional. Rose, what do you think about going to a metal pier and magnet fishing? She said, don't do it. So we didn't do it. And what happened last video, Rose?
I went to a metal magnet fishing pier.
Oh, no. What happened?
I also, on my first cast, tossed my magnet out and then bringing it back up. I didn't realize that there was a metal plate much further down into the water. I didn't know that.
You mean you didn't know it went all the way down into the ground?
Yes.
Like
yes,
those types of structures do that.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize it went that far down. In my defense, although we should have known better. I think before we even recorded, we're like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And I think Angela even said, well, what if we get stuck? And I was like, well, I'll just pull it up. And I mean, just smack flat on a steel plate, and I lost our first magnet.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Did anybody take you up on a challenge yet to try to pull it out?
Not yet, but we have had a couple people ask if anybody has. So I think there might be some people in our area that might be up for the challenge of getting it off. And people had talked about if they could get a boat on the water side of where I got it stuck, if they could maybe pull from the opposite side, maybe they'd get enough leverage or enough pull to rip the water off. So,
how deep is it there?
You know, first of all, we weren't getting in the water to find out, but the magnet was longer than my arm being able to stick into the water. So at least the magnet was at least 3 or 4 feet. Well, that's probably an exaggeration. At least 2 or 3 feet into the water. I couldn't even touch the magnet with my arm stuck all the way into the water. So.
And those things are strong, right? That'd be
that was a 600-pound pull force on that one side. Right, I mean, just right on his steel.
Flat on it.
Right on it, yeah.
Yes.
I haven't tried the magnet fishing yet, but it looks like fun, eh?
It's a real hoot. If you've got any water near you, and a lot of people order their magnets online, but even if you started off with just maybe a little small something from a hardware store, just to see that you throw that magnet in the water, you're probably going to pull out metal.
Aaron wants to know how far is the road from the pier.
I actually pulled the rope together and tied it safely onto the pier so it wouldn't like drift out into the water and get caught in like a boat propeller or anything. So you can actually see the rope before you realize the rope's attached to anything. It's tied onto the pier.
No.
I think are you going to tie it off to a 4x4 and try and do it that way?
I don't know. You know, a couple people said get in the water. That's not happening. I'm not inclined to murky water. It freaks me out. And the water was really smelly. It smelled awful.
Yeah. That's.
So maybe if I had access to a boat on that lake, you know, I'd go around and try to pull in the other option, the other direction. But I'm not getting in the water, guys.
Can you hook it to your car? Stretch a rope to the road and.
Would be another option. So we typically take Angela's vehicle, and Angela's vehicle does not have a very good spot to tie off. There's a lot of plastic, and even on the undercarriage, I don't really have a spot that I feel knowledgeable enough about putting a rope around and then using her vehicle to pull it. So a different vehicle, especially with like a tow hitch or something, we could try to.
Right.
Now, Mr. Ronald from ERT Radio is yelling in the room. What is the strength of your rope?
I tried to look it up from the website I purchased it from, and I'm not 100% sure.
Hey, Diamond the Miner Ivans, who's in Texas at this time.
You know what? You're right, Ed. We've neglected our chat room. We should say hi.
Well, Luke Duke was first, but I haven't seen him since then.
Hey, he's been back.
Oh, okay.
He's out there.
There is a certain somebody in here who has been MIA for a while. Baby Girl Mining, good to see you back.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Ray Moore.
Snorkel Pirates in the house.
Of course, Ert's here.
Yes, Clark's Cove detecting.
And our world's greatest moderator, Mr. Lodak, is in the room.
Oh, Jerry.
And your son's in the room, I take it.
I just come across that. Get back to work, boy. You're supposed to be at school.
Is that Leo?
Yeah.
That's Leo.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Leo.
GoPro, what's up?
The GoPro.
He's going to take out my channel, I think. Take my channel out with his videos.
Oh, yeah? What does he do?
Oh, he comes on my adventures every now and again, but anywhere where we're going outdoors, he's got a camera with him. He loves it. So.
Right on, go for it, dude. Go for it.
And
you could be a guest on the show.
He's got a really keen eye for the photography.
Right on.
Seems to do well. So,
do you use him as a cameraman a lot of times?
I've been saying to Louise, can we pull him out of school so I can use him as a cameraman?
Homeschool him.
Certainly be handy at times, but
homeschool him. You can.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there's a headache.
I got to teach him is 2 + 2 is 4. How to write, how to read, and then life.
That's right. I think life skills are more important than just about anything. Just knowing how to do it.
They have high importance for sure. But I mean, learning to read and write and knowing math is important also. So,
yeah, for sure.
All this other crap they teach in school is crap.
Crap.
I know. I mean, I like history and stuff like that, and if you want to get into it, that's fine. But for basics, if you got to teach your own kid how to teach them how to read, write, and do their math, and all the life skills you can teach them.
Yeah, for sure. I hope their teachers aren't watching right now.
Ours don't even want to teach.
Thank you for teaching my kids. I hope he's behaving.
He better be behaving.
Right.
Are you behaving, Lou?
Flower Gold Wizards, what's up? Destination Rust.
Welcome.
Magnificent channel. Glad to see you here.
Yep.
They've been around before.
JP Loves and More. Terry Marshall. What's up, Terry? I don't see Nikki.
Hi, Brad. I saw
Oh yeah, Tassie Adventures, Brad.
Tassie
Oh,
Adventures.
there's Mark Miller. Mark Miller, I need your address, dude.
I already told him in chat a while
Oh,
ago,
okay.
Jesse.
Oh, okay.
Put out my email out there. There it is right there too, if you didn't catch it, Mark. So email me your address and I'll get that to Jesse, and you can get that gold bag of dirt
Yep.
that Jason Keith prospecting and Jesse worked hard on.
Oh, we busted our butt just telling tall tales and digging dirt.
Yeah, that was a good time meeting him down, and your very first time at the Wilson.
Right. Oh, did you catch the video on the benefit? That they moved it up, they're gonna end it Saturday.
Yeah, and I even donated more to it.
Yeah, me too.
So do you want me to send you Bitcoin you won to the address in the description? I won Bitcoin? Woohoo! I'm a Bitcoin millionaire. All right. Is it one Bitcoin? I'll send you, I hope that's the right address. I'll send you it on Facebook later, Mr. Lodak. Thanks, brother. Jason the Mason, how are you? I got to go do some work. Bye, guys. See you, Leo. Thanks for dropping in. Don't let your teacher catch you, But teacher, I'm watching my dad. He's on a show live. The next thing you know, the whole classroom's watching it on their smart board.
Yeah.
Teacher's like, those damn Yankees talk funny. Hi, Nikki.
Why these guys talking funny?
Right.
I have to listen twice with you guys a lot of the time, and it's probably the same for you guys. Probably. Like, what did he just say?
I'm able to, because I go to auctions. I find it's easier for me to understand you guys.
Yeah.
When I grew up in Southern California, Levi, I was very much into surfing, the bronze Aussies, Patriot Gold prospecting. Thank you for the super chat, my LBPA brother. I was, my dream was to go to Oz and surf Bells Beach and whatever. Now my dream's to go to Oz and Tassie and find your gold and bring it to America. But
I host you, mate. I'd be happy to take you to my secret spots.
Cool.
You see who just came in the room?
We really have to work on Tasmania and Dominican Republic. Someday I'm gonna get there. Someday. But I used to. I used to listen. Oh, well, if you're ever there and you want to prospect in a very non-productive state, but there is some, we'd be glad to show you some of our best spots.
We'll at least have a hell of a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Fun anyway.
That's the thing. I'd be happy with it. Any gold or even just hanging out. It's good fun.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I must admit, I am pretty keen to get up to Poly Country up in Vancouver and have a crack at his rivers, because I swear there's some gold. There's some good gold in those rivers.
Well, you lived in Portland for a while as a child,
Yeah.
You get even farther north. And I'm sure you went out to Astoria to the beach and stuff, but you get farther north, it gets lusher and wetter and greener. But Vancouver Island, where Polly's from's absolutely breathtaking. And the ferry ride over there, it's a lot shorter than the ferry ride to Melbourne, but It's really beautiful. Orcas, killer whales. Snorkel
Wow.
Pirate, thank you for the $10 super chat.
See,
For
Tassie,
both of you. Oh yeah, super
Tassie
chat.
researchers.
I think Tassie's got a lot in common with Vancouver. Just the terrain and like it's not rainforest there, is it? It's more like
It's the rainforest, the western side of like Washington, the peninsula, and Vancouver Island and stuff. It's a temperate rainforest, just like Tasmania we were talking about earlier. It's not like Congo jungle, tropical rainforest like you'd find in Colombia or something.
yeah.
It's, yeah.
What they call temperate here. Temperate
Right.
rain. Yeah.
We got Tassie T in the chat room.
Hey Tassie T. How you
Hey,
doing, mate?
Tassie T, got all our friends, most of our friends from Tasmania here.
Got a few joining in.
There's Adams in the house.
Yeah. California Gold Rush. Hey Adam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's here.
I see a great crowd in the house
Yeah.
tonight, as always. I'm
Some-
kind
some
of partial,
names.
kind of biased, the best community on YouTube.
Nikki said there's no gold in Australia.
I don't believe you, Nikki.
Yeah, I don't either.
Not once I'm finished with it.
So when you go out prospecting, you mainly use metal detector, or you do
Just the snipe
stuff too, or you do it all?
I've
I'm
been
gonna
sniping
Pin
sniping mostly, and I've just started on the detector. I've done 3 days solid on the detector, and came back with 0.35. So I'm thinking I better go back to sniping quick smart. Yeah, I certainly do a lot better sniping. I suppose it's just
you've only been doing the metal detecting 3 days. You gotta give yourself a chance.
yeah,
You gotta learn your machine, right? So just keep
I've
learning your machine.
got a couple of mates that I need to get them to show me what I'm doing with
Right.
it.
Sure.
Yeah. The 4500. The 4500 is what I've bought, and it's got a lot of settings on it compared to a gold monster. It's like feels like I'd imagine an aircraft would be easier to fly than using this detector. So
and it's probably one of those things that also too that once you understand the basics of it, of your instrument panel, then you can figure out the little fine tuning on it, right? Yeah, like I said, learn your machine, right? That's what I'm doing with mine.
Oh yeah.
Well, in that 3 days, I feel like I've come a whole long way. Anyway, so
well, you're right. As long as you're learning something every time you're taking it out, that's the way I feel.
Yeah, I'm digging up little lead shots at depth, so that means I must be doing something right. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. Right. If you're finding that stuff, that you should be able to find the gold too when you come across it. I would think, anyways. That's my mindset. If I'm finding stuff with my metal detector that's supposed to pick up gold, at some point I'm going to find some gold with it.
Yeah, I've had to totally change my mindset with the detecting, because when I'm sniping, I find gold within the first few minutes generally, and then it's just like you just get a little bit here, a little bit there. With detecting, you get 3/4 of the way through the day, you have nothing, or you might do a whole day of nothing, and you just got to keep telling yourself it can happen, it's going to happen,
and still working just as hard because you're digging all those targets. You're digging all those targets and trying to find it. So you're
Do you have silver occurrences in Tasmania?
Silver, yeah. Silver's very common with the gold here in Tassie.
What about platinum groups?
Not too sure. Someone else might be able to help out there, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. We have really high mineralized ground here in Tassie. There's a lot of there's a large copper mine down at Queenstown. Tin, iron, it's got it all. So
yeah, Tassie T says persistence pays, Levi.
Yep, that's it, mate.
Yep.
For sure.
Like we were talking earlier, you know, all it takes is that one time to find that big old nugget that is big enough to pay for your machine, and you know you've done it, right?
That's it. Well, the first day I went out with it, I spent the whole day, got nothing. I was just about back to the car, and I had a faint signal. Thought I better check it out. It was actually sitting. It was an old creek bed, and it was sitting over the bedrock. I thought, this is, you know, could be. So I got in there, scratched it out. Took forever. Like I kept going. It's still in there, still in there. Buddy, where is it? So and then I started thinking, oh, it's probably a bloody hot rock. And I thought, oh, it might be just hot bedrock sending it off. But I persisted, and eventually I got it out of the crack, took it over. Couldn't believe my eyes. So it was literally getting dark, and I was probably 50 meters from the car. And you know, it's just the way it goes with detecting. Like, you can do a whole day of nothing, and then all of a sudden, you know, would have been nice if it was a big nugget, but anything to do at that point.
The first one's always the best, right?
Yeah.
Let me say hi to somebody here. We got the Jersey history hunters are in the house tonight. What's up, dude? Yep. Gotta say hi to them.
I coughed and my mic was muted. Hi, Audra and Rach. Oh, one thing. Audra, Rach, Gold Rush Days, Labor Day weekend, Swank West property. We'll get you some gold. You will leave with gold pans.
Right. What's up, Chrissy?
Be there. Or be square. Don't be L7 and be there.
Yeah, definitely make it. It says you guys gotta definitely make it.
Good times, good times.
We'll send you the address.
Definitely.
And that'll save you a spot to camp.
Yep. At the Flash compound.
Yeah. We kind of do that, don't we?
Florida.
Yeah, we wind up with a. Well, now this year I want to have my trailer.
We start a little commune. That's what we do.
Yep.
Gonna be hard. Park that in the Grove, Jesse.
No, I'll park it on the edge. I'll be fine on the edge.
There you go. Park it on the edge facing into the Grove.
Right.
Yeah.
So out the door, you're in the Grove.
Right. Although there is that one spot I can get that in there. I get there early enough.
I'm still thinking about Rose's magnet. We need to tie it onto a car or a 4x4 and get it out of there.
Oh yeah. That magnet wouldn't slide, huh?
You know, we got it to move 2 times, but we were both on that rope and pulling as hard as we could, and we could have probably spent the rest of the day pulling at that and moving it just a little bit, It would have taken all day to do it. And that was on top of the fact that it was like our last spot of the day. We'd already hit 10 bridges. We were already hot and tired. And we let her go.
It can stay there.
Right. That's right. Maybe, you know what? We keep hoping that maybe somebody will find it and think it's so strange that they pull a magnet out of the water that maybe they'll look it up and then maybe like, oh, magnet fishing, it's right out for themselves. So
yeah, you never know. Never know.
Yep.
Or you'll get lucky and one of your friends will go down there and take it off there for you and bring it back to you.
Another possibility. A couple people have asked if it's still there, and to our knowledge it is. We may go check it out. We're not going to hit that area up again anytime soon because the water was so clean. So it would take, you know, that was an hour and a half away from our house. We literally had to drive there to check on the magnet and not magnet fish. So I think we're going to let fate figure out what happens to that magnet.
There you go.
So you could do a contest, kind of a scavenger hunt type thing, and give clues to the location, and the prize is the magnet if you could retrieve it.
Yeah, you know, we gave it a good pan around of where we were at in that area, so you could see all of the scenery. And if you were to be driving down the road we were on, you'd spot it. If you were looking for it, you'd find that spot quite easily. So, you know, maybe we'll put the name of the lake up there. I did Google it. I went and found out the name of the lake. Maybe we'll put that up there just for shites and giggles and see what happens.
There you go. I see you got your question answered there, Ed.
Yeah, twice.
Oh, cool.
Tassie T and Gold Sniper. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, Gold Sniper's just come in and said platinum and osmiridium in Tassie. I knew there was osmiridium, which is really valuable at the moment, I think. So I should be finding that. Apparently it's out there.
There you go.
Something to add to the collection.
To the collection.
I'll tell you what, gold price is good, though.
Yeah, what's been your like scariest or weirdest moments that you've had out there? You don't go by yourself, right? I mean, you go
Yeah,
out.
I do. No, I do go out on my own a lot.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, most of my trips are solo, actually. Everyone else is at work, and I'm out looking for gold. So I had an experience. It was probably going back 3 weeks, maybe a month ago now, and I'd been out sniping all morning in a creek, and then I thought I had one area close by. I need to go try that out. I was down sort of really remote, trying to get in there, and I was already exhausted, and I probably shouldn't have gone in, but I went down in there, hiked down a few Ks, and got down in there, had a look about. It just wasn't right. There was like landslide sort of country, like the trees, everything was collapsing into the gully. And I thought, I'm not going to find much here. There wasn't enough water flow to do any sniping. And I tried getting back out, and I was just absolutely knackered. Knackered's a word for tired out or whatever in Australia. And yeah, got partway up the hill. Everything was just wet and clay, so I'm just slipping and sliding. And
oh no!
I'm still wearing my wetsuit, so I had absolutely no energy left. And it was getting pretty late. It got to the point where I was thinking, am I going to have to set off the EPIRB, set off the emergency beacon? And I honestly was that close to setting it off that I managed to crawl out. It was just hands and knees the whole way up the hill, and got out okay. So
yeah, that would be a scary situation, knowing you have to go up that hill.
Yeah, that's right.
And not only are you tired, but the hill is fighting you too.
That's it. Yeah, I push the limits sometimes, and it's kind of knowing when to, like I probably knew that I shouldn't have gone down there that late in the day. I was already exhausted. But,
yeah, and you were probably telling yourself on the way down there, I shouldn't be coming down here. I
was. So I learned something from that. Got to know your boundaries. I'm getting on in years myself now, so I'm not as young as I used to be.
Yeah, I hear you there.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're an old man, Jesse.
Help me out here. Sniping is when you're actually diving down and snorkeling for treasure.
Yeah.
So you were just exhausted from swimming. You had pushed yourself out. Were you fighting current? Were you? Yeah,
it's all of the above. The current, the cold water. The cold water takes a lot of energy too. Just the body's trying to keep warm all day. So I've been in water when there's been frost in the morning or snow in the highlands, and then the snow comes down, as it melts, whatever, and it just gets really cold. So it's probably mainly the cold and just working with the tools, ripping out, what it's like, ripping out gravels and boulders and rocks for hours on end. And by the end of the day, I go home with sore shoulders and can't walk and all the rest of it. Need the wife to pull me out of the car when I get home.
And never enough gold to pay for it either.
Nikki, she's from New South Wales. Have you ever been sniping anywhere he's in Tasmania, Nikki. Yes. He snipes in Australia.
Yeah. We're a different country in Tasmania.
Evidently an Aussie, a fellow Aussie even asked you.
Yeah.
Nikki threw me off for a second. What?
I had big plans. I had plans to go up to the mainland. We call it the mainland, to Australia. And I was planning to do some rivers in New South Wales and up toward, my brother's up in Brisbane, and there's some good gold up that way, up in Queensland. So I haven't been able to, obviously with coronavirus, that's stopped that just hammered all my plans to go anywhere. And so.
That's pretty much done that to a lot of people.
Yeah. I even was considering New Zealand this year. I wanted to get over. I've got some contacts over there that get really good gold.
Leah's Loot. She's a Kiwi.
This guy doesn't have a channel. He's a bit behind the scenes, but he came out of the woodwork watching my stuff. And,
oh, cool. Dredger.
His name's Ray. I won't say anything more because I want to be the first to get there.
Ray Blank. Is he a
Ray
dredger?
Blank. No, just a sniper like myself.
Oh, wow. Dredging's legal in New Zealand still, I believe.
Yeah,
Tassie Adventures wants to know. Tassie Adventures wants to know if you have any tips of your fingers left.
Where's the
camera? While the sniping digging in that dirt.
If I get it on the right angle, I don't know if it shows, but I've lost part of that finger there right in the end, and the little one's starting to do the same from the frostbite. But, so I put up with the cold a fair bit. I don't notice it other than my hands. I can't get my hands warm. But,
I had that problem in the cold too. My fingertips just burn.
Yeah. You know what it's like.
Yeah. So I don't do it in the wintertime.
I have
I just can't.
I have a lot of people message me and contact me and they say, oh, it can't be that cold in Tassie if you're still sniping in winter. It's like, how cold is cold, you know? Once you get snow and ice, that's just cold, isn't it? But,
right.
Cold is cold, guys. Cold.
Yeah. I could be wrong, though.
I work out in that crap a lot, and cold is cold no matter what.
Cold is cold, but some cold will do a lot of damage to you if you're not careful.
Well, I'd say it's definitely cold enough if you're losing parts of your fingers, man.
Yeah, bloody hell. I'm with Rose. Yeah.
Well, New Zealand went down back into lockdown today, so the country's cut off.
Yeah, I heard that. That's not
so no prospectors into the South Island. Wonder if the North Island has good prospecting too.
I just noticed Adams put in there California Gold Rush. He's saying they have good dredging on the abyss dredging. Oh,
I've seen some magnificent dredging videos from the South Island.
Yeah, I think that's those guys. I love watching that because I think their rivers are fairly similar to the gold we get here. And I've often, wanted it'd be awesome to be able to dredge, but we can't legally here. So it's pretty interesting to see. They take everything out, like they're winching big boulders out of the way, and you get to see what comes out. So
see Jason's in the house. Jason, keep prospecting. How you doing tonight?
Hey, mate.
Where Will, thanks for the $5 super chat.
Where Will, yes.
Or super sticker, I should say.
2 weeks time to run a gold queue, travel along with my streams, so hoping to bring some good gold home. Yeah, we all hope so.
Nice.
So with all this COVID stuff happening, are you guys restricted on to what you can, where you can go, or anything like that?
Tassie's pretty good right now. We're sort of free to go as we please, whereas in Victoria, on the mainland, they're all in lockdown again. So I worry because we've still got transport companies going back and forth across there. As soon as it only takes a couple of people and could be all over for us again too. So I'm a bit nervous about that, but hopefully it stays good for a while.
I just wish the media wasn't so keen into fear mongering.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I know it's the same with the racial thing that went on like that. Every time they put that in the media, it just explodes it more, and then they're looking for stories on locals that have
drama sells, like I said, drama sells.
It's such a joke. But the media have a lot to be responsible for, I think, like what they're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, like we were talking earlier, you know, the media looks for the drama, like the TV shows. And stuff,
yeah, like the TV shows. Drama.
Drama sells.
Yeah.
That's what people want to watch. They don't get enough in their own lives.
Yeah, they need to watch someone else's so they don't feel so left out, I guess.
Yeah, it's the public. It's the people that want it. It's
right.
The and the TV channels that give it to them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's where their money is.
Oh, I need to interject right here for the big kahuna, Richard Davis with the $50 super sticker.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias, bien amigo.
Today, isn't it?
Well, hey, and while we're at it, let's give a warm welcome to a first-time chat room. There's a person that come in here. Official Gold Digger, how are you tonight?
I've seen them before. They've been here before.
He says first time here.
Really? I could have swore I've seen him around before. Official Gold Digger, thank you for joining us, and hope you become part of the Flash fam.
Yes, and of course the other Ed. What's up, other Ed?
Judy and Ed, you know, brother, you're always in our thoughts and prayers. Actually, if you don't know about our friends Eminem Prospecting, Mad Hatter, Coins and Prospecting and Collectibles, something like that, and Jason Keith Prospecting, two of them are here in the room. They're collaborating for a fundraiser because our very good friend and sister, PhD Shovelhead's better half, unfortunately had a stroke after Flash Bash. I hope it wasn't because she had too much fun at Flash Bash. But they're having a fundraiser for her, and Saturday's the day they're picking, doing the thing for the raffle, whatever. There's a lot of videos on it. If someone, Jaron, could get a link in the description or a link in the chat room for them, please get involved. It's for a very good couple to help ease some of the financial pain at this time.
Right.
Sorry for my public service announcement. But no, they're personal friends of ours. They're very, very good people, and
I agree.
You're more than welcome, Ed. Man, you're a brother. Plus, we have a lot in common. We come from both of us went to the same high school and grew up in the same city, and we're both our better halves are Judy, you know. Plus, you're a LBPA brother.
Right. So, that adds.
Our brother of another mother.
I got a few of them too.
Oh yeah. What would life be without brothers and sisters of another mother?
You gotta have them.
Yep.
Different mister.
What was that?
Sisters from a different mister.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that works too, huh?
Right on. Remember, anyone out there, if you have a question for Levi, put it down in the chat and we'll get it to him.
Right. Highlight it to one of us and so we can see it.
Now, you've done one of your scariest times, right, Jesse? You asked that. How about what's been your most like, oh yeah, moment out sniping or whatever?
There's been a couple that I took. Some of the best gold I found was when I first started. I was lucky enough to get onto a good river in the early days of my sniping, and I probably took some of that gold for granted a bit, unfortunately, as it goes. But a more recent one, which is in one of my videos, I had a crevice, and it was probably, I'd say it was probably 2 or 3 meters long. And I started out, I knew it was going to be good. There was a huge big outcrop of bedrock on the side of the river, and then a beautiful crack down along the base of it. And as I started going along, I come across my first picker. You know, that got me excited. I knew there was going to be more. I kept going along this crevice, more gold. Yeah, and I probably pulled out, I mean, it's not a huge amount of gold, but there was probably 4 or 5 grams of gold, all sort of half grammers, a few little pickers, and tons of flakes, all just packed in there together. So that was one of my most memorable. I missed my friend's 2.5 ouncer that he found with the detector. I was invited on the day, and I didn't end up going. I had other commitments on, but yeah, kicking myself that I missed that. Could have been mine. But yeah, it would have been good to be there when he got it, see the excitement. But yeah, I don't know. It's I don't get massive gold, but there's plenty of it. So most trips are pretty good.
So do you have a size or the size? Do you have something you're looking for? Like I'm looking for me, my happy goal would be a piece the size of a softball.
Yeah. Well, I think that's.
I would be really happy. Really
I
happy.
think we all would.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd be stoked if I got
something like that.
I think my next goal is like over 10 grammer.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Which I think is fairly doable. And then after that, you know, it's obviously an ounce. I'd love to do an ounce or a couple ounces, but you're talking kilograms. If you're talking a tennis ball,
No, I'm talking a softball. A softball is like big.
That's bigger again. You'd be talking what? 10 kilos?
Yeah, okay.
10 kilos, that's like 20 pounds, ain't it?
Yeah, 10 kilos, about 20 pounds. 20 point something.
You guys talk different, don't you, with your...
pound, I think...
I think a kilo's 2 point something
pounds. Pardon me.
Something like that.
Yeah. 10 kilos, what would that work out?
22 pounds.
I'm doing the numbers now for how
22
much.
22 pounds.
Yeah, you guys cheat with your metric system. If you're doing 120 kilometers per hour, it's only like 71 miles per hour.
Yeah. Yeah, top speed's 110 kilometers on our roads.
See.
Unless you're in the outback, if you're on the mainland Australia, they got no speed limits.
Kind of Mad Max it, you know, and open up the highway. Where will Maya brother, I always can't say that name, take you? He asked, Levi, how humid is it there? It's winter time, brother, so I don't think it's very humid right now.
No, we had our coldest temperature, minus 14 degrees Celsius. So I don't know, what's that in Fahrenheit, fellas, ladies?
Hell if I know.
Zero for us is, zero for you is negative 32 for us.
Okay, so...
No, I think 31 for them
32.
is 32 is 0. Yeah.
Right.
Not negative. Brr.
Yeah, 0 is 32 degrees for us.
Right.
Yeah, so minus 14 the other day, which is really cold for us.
That would be
The
cold.
the daytime temperatures are sort of between 0 and maybe 10 most of the winter, and yeah. But I've still been sniping, like we were talking about before. The frostbite's got into the fingers, and
Do you have a special kind of wetsuit for that? You have a cold weather wetsuit?
Yeah, it took me a while to work out sort of what wetsuit I should be getting. And,
I'll pick the one you wear.
It's an open cell, so it's neoprene that basically just sticks to your body, and you gotta put slime. You gotta put like baby shampoo or something in. We've had this discussion with Dave.
Right.
Gotta lube up your man boobs and all the rest.
Yeah, I was talking about why don't you wear skins or something underneath it?
Right.
Yeah, no, it's better to have your skin on it. So that's how it works, and it's honestly.
So you gotta lube yourself up.
Lube it up, baby. Lube it up, buttercup.
If you guys could see Rose up there, I know where her mind's at. Look at that smile.
Don't ever ask Rose what's up.
Yeah, she'd come up with something hard in airplanes.
I need help lubing up sometimes too.
Oh, look at that smile now.
And getting out of the wetsuit's the hardest. What was I going to say?
Oop, left turn.
Plural.
Now, Tassie T said, when you coming for a ride, mate? So
soon. Why hasn't that happened yet? I need to get up your way and.
Is he talking about a ride up the river in like his homemade boat? Ain't that thing like made mostly out of duct tape and cardboard?
You won't get me sailing in that thing. No, I'll be happy to. He just means when am I going on a prospecting trip?
Oh, okay.
We haven't done one officially together, so it's been long overdue. But I'm keen. Just trying to juggle the schedule.
Anytime.
I have to say that video with David Buckle, him, and some other guys in those boats when they cruised up the river, that was pretty cool. I was kind of thinking that line. We have the same question from two people. One from HD Shovelhead, and the other was Nikki from New South Wales. Vegemite, yes or no?
Vegemite is disgusting in large doses, but delicious if you put just the right amount on your toast.
I must add, it definitely wasn't delicious for me, so I either didn't have enough butter on my toast, or I spread it a little too thick.
Got to have half a kilo of butter on your toast.
Half a kilo.
And, just a little thin layer of Vegemite, and then it's nice. It tastes good then.
I put too much.
I got a question for you, Ed, from
for me?
Yeah, for you. He says, "Howdy, folks. I got a question. Ed, what is the best underwater snuffer to suck up your gold?"
The one that does it. I know Keen Engineering makes a real good one. It has a big ball on it with the metal tube. But I made mine out of a device used in surgeries and in the medical field. It has a little ball on it, and one that you can make yourself for dirt cheap. It's the best.
I just use we call them a fizzy bottle, but I think they're a soda bottle for you guys. Just about yay long, maybe 200. We're talking metric again, 200 centimeters long. And that works really well. You just I'll run some brass tubing. I'll have to do a video because a lot of people have been asking if I can do a video on how I make the snuffer bottles. So.
There you go.
There you go.
I believe Brad from Tassie Adventures uses just his snuffer bottle, if I remember right.
There's people that use sauce bottles or ketchup. You call it ketchup, don't you?
Okay, you're right, Mr. Lodak. She does.
Damn metric, someone says.
Rose, you've been knighted. You now have a wrench. Let me see.
You have the power.
Okay, I got all the ones I got. Toast and Vegemite, great hangover cure, Gold Sniper says. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. It'll knock your socks off in the morning.
You put them back on, you mean?
Nikki says, yes, yes, yes. It must be true. Yeah, you missed the show where I tried Vegemite, sent to us by our friend Nikki Prospecting, Nikki B. I have it right up there. I took it down to our last get-together with my buddies, and I forgot it. I forgot I even had it in my camera bag. Talk about a blonde moment.
Yeah, Ruby would ask me, what happened to the Vegemite? Oh, I don't know.
Stuff keeps for months, you'll be right.
With as much salt in it, I'm sure it could stay for years, huh?
Yeah.
So you just started metal detecting altogether just recently, right? Or
I've had a gold monster for most of the time that I've been sniping, and I use that on when I go to a new creek. I'll scan the bedrock real quick with the gold monster, and then if I don't find the bigger targets, then I jump in and do the sniping for whatever's in the water. But I recently bought a 4500 GPX mine lab, which is good for those old mine sites and the old tailing piles. You get more depth than that with those machines.
So you don't do like relic hunting or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, we muck around. Our house is a few 100 years old, or 100 years old or more. So we muck around in the yard, just chasing stuff with the kids. But I haven't gotten into the relic hunting yet. Something I want to have a go at. It's a bit different for us. You guys have got, thousands of years of history, whereas Tassie's and Australia's only a couple of 100 years old, sort of thing. So.
Well, from what I understand, this planet's been around a long, long time.
Yeah. I mean, there's potential for anything, obviously. But
when you're metal detecting, you have to think about when did you first start getting metal where you are.
Yeah.
Well, true.
I mean, right? I mean, if they didn't have metal until a couple 100 years ago, 200-300 years ago, although I don't think that's true. I think they've had metal.
Some societies had lots of metal stuff,
right,
Bronze Age and.
Tassie says lots of gold relics out there to find, Levi.
Yeah, there is
gold
nowadays.
relics.
He does a lot on the beaches, old Brad, and they do really well. They get
good
gold.
Well, yeah, there you go. See, even modern metal is good, huh?
Okay, Brad does better at sniping now. Does Sarah and the others do better than you, Brad, on the beach detecting?
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Kevin Hubbard, Why we got a second. Kevin Hubbard sent us another card, guys, with 5 stickers. So I got a couple for the girls and some more for us, guys. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Cool.
Greatly appreciate it, buddy. Watching you go lobster fishing. Mike from M&M Prospecting says he really likes watching you going for the lobster.
Yeah,
Do you scuba dive for it?
No, just free diving. We've got locations on the west coast of Tasmania where we can jump in fairly shallow water. I'm pretty good at holding my breath, so if you can hold your breath long enough, you can get them. But yeah, I've been doing that for quite a few years, so it is something I really enjoy as well.
Now, I believe you guys have spiny lobster, right? They're not the ones with the big claws, are they? Like the Maine lobster?
We've got there's quite a few. There's the spiny lobster, more of a tropical species, I think. And we've got what's called southern rock lobster. They got no nippers, but yeah, they look different to the spiny.
Okay. Because on the East Coast, they have the Maine like lobsters with the big old claws, and on the West Coast, like Cali and Mexico, we have like a spiny lobster.
Yeah, they
no
get
claws.
those. I think they get the spiny lobster further north in Australia, sort of from New South Wales upwards. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody.
Yeah. Well, in the Midwest, we get crawdads. They're about this big.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah.
They're ocean or freshwater?
Freshwater.
Yeah.
They're hideous.
Yeah, sorry.
You guys have crawdads in your creeks there? And rivers?
They've got something similar that they call a yabby, which is just, little, I think they're only fairly small, most of them. But they're pretty good eating, the ones that they have here.
Now, is it true in Australia and Tasmania, you guys never say, put another shrimp on the barbie?
Put another shrimp on the barbie? It's not as common here as the mainland.
I heard it's more like put another prawn on the barbie would be more accurate.
Put a slab of steak on the barbie.
There you go.
A bit more like you Americans, I think.
Yeah, Tassie. Brad says prawn, not shrimp.
Although I like big, huge shrimp too.
Yeah, shrimp are good. I do a bit of scallop diving as well. We've got scallops here in Tassie.
Oh, that's cool. I love scallop.
Do you have abalone?
Abalone, yeah, nice big abalone. Yeah, they're good eating.
Yeah, gotta pound the living daylights out of it though, or it's tougher than an inner tube.
Yeah, that's true.
What is an apple?
Throw another Big Mac on the Barbie.
What's that, Rose?
Abalone.
Abalone?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's like a big snail.
It's a shellfish.
Yeah.
Fish got a beautiful big. You've probably seen it in jewelry. They use it for jewelry. It's like the color of like opals.
Like
mother of pearl.
No, that's different.
Mother of pearl, but different.
That's a different shell.
Oh.
The abalone has lots of bright colors to it.
True.
But very dangerous, because if you polish and cut that abalone, the dust can kill you from it. It's poisonous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you got to do them. You got to be very careful with that.
Make sure you wear a mask.
Yes.
Better stop selling abalone jewelry on eBay, I suppose.
No, you can eat the abalone, and then there's there's a piece of meat in there, the abalone itself. But the shells, because I used to polish them too, and I learned I learned about that real quick. You know, oh shit.
After you started feeling crook.
Yeah, right. Oh wait, what's going on here? What are you
We all
doing?
learn. We all learn from our mistakes.
You gotta wear a mask, or you can do it wet.
Yeah, okay.
Looking at it, I googled it. Those are pretty.
Yeah, and it tastes good too, but you gotta beat the living daylights out of it and tenderize it. We used to get them during low tide on surfing trips in Baja. I remember a time though, all up and down the California coast, you could get big ones.
Are they black lip bed or green lip?
Yeah, you can't. What do you mean blacklist? Yeah, you can't eat them here anymore.
Well,
They're
it's
illegal.
very expensive. You can't pry them off the rock anymore here.
Yeah. Protected.
Yeah.
All them beach bums out there picking up all them abalones.
But I do have an abalone about a nice shell on my shelf about the size of the bottom of this big lighter to one about yay big. I used to have even bigger ones. They make great ashtrays.
Yeah, they do.
I've got a few around here somewhere. Good sized ones. Not that big.
Yeah, that's about the going size here too.
Right.
They're big.
Nikki, crawdad, what's that? Crawdad's like a little tiny lobster that lives in the freshwater rivers and streams.
It looks like a lobster, but it's brown.
Same as the Yabby.
Yeah, same as the Yabby, right?
They're pretty much the same.
But it's smaller.
Bless you.
Bless you. Who was that?
That's my wife sitting in the living room.
Oh. Yes, they are scavengers.
Yes, freshwater crayfish.
I know.
Tassie D says, bless you, Barb.
Everybody did.
Oh, so does Partridge Family.
Yep. So, did you bring us any gold porn or any treasure porn to show?
I did.
Well,
Everybody wants to see that. We want to see some.
We've got a little bit in this one. See that?
I can
a
hear
little
it.
bit.
I can
Nice,
hear it.
nice glacial gold from Tassie.
Just a little.
I'll do my best just to hold it up to the camera like that.
Yeah.
That's a 2.2 grammer.
Nice.
It's fairly flat.
Is that what you consider a picker or a nugget?
Nah, that's a nut. Well, for what I get, that's a nugget.
Oh, okay.
I seem to get a lot of 2 grams. Seem to get a lot of 2 grammers. There's another one. Very hard to see on that camera. I'll get them all going. And there's a 2.6 grammer. That one's pretty cool shape. Don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice bit of gold. There's a little bit of some sort of rock stuck up in there. I don't know if it's quartz because it's quite a little bit darker than the quartz.
Partridge Family. We're all drooling a little.
I'll unplug yours and then we'll see if it works like this. Bear with me. Got to try and work this camera. That's better, isn't it? You can see that there now.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's nice, shiny looking gold.
Yeah, yes, it is.
I'll tip it out. Let's do that. There's a lot of it in this one.
Oh, it sure is.
Yeah.
You got an ounce there, close to an ounce?
There's a few ounces there, mate.
Okay, that's close to an ounce. There's a few. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll just drag out.
Very, very shiny.
What's that?
It does seem very shiny and bright.
Yeah, I think the gold has a fair amount of silver in it as well in Tassie. depending on where it's come from. This glacial gold does.
Right.
I've never had it tested though. I'm only going off what people have said. So
Yeah, David, that's just like Ohio gold, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
this one's a cool shape, bit different again.
yeah. Definitely some nice pieces.
Yeah. And then we've got, let me grab this one. Multitasking here. Hang on, folks.
Yeah.
This one, these are the alluvial, so the coarse bits.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Oh, big pieces.
Yeah.
So that's like something that's really close to the reef, or what
That's
you
right.
call reef, what we call the load.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. We call it we call it load too, but mainly everyone goes.
Well, it hasn't moved much.
Yeah, no,
That's
not at all.
nice.
If I could show you up close, there's some really, like, you could easily break it. Like, it's got, see that on the edge there?
Yeah.
There's some similar stuff from the same area. So yeah.
Well, that sounds like you're close to the source there for that.
Yeah, it's in an old timers area. They mined it heavily, but they were never able to find the actual source of the gold. Funny enough, so
Sounds like you need to
that.
find it.
Yeah,
It's
we're gonna try.
Maybe
Said we're
one
gonna
day
try,
you'll
right?
find the
See.
mother lode, Levi.
Is that from the tailings pile?
Go again.
Is that from the tailings pile?
Yeah, most of that's from old tailings. That's what I bought that big detector for, the
Right.
GPS. Hopefully I can find a bit more of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
But yeah, some nice gold.
Nice.
Just need more of it.
Most gold porn I've ever seen, guys.
What was that?
That's the most gold porn I've ever seen. And
I'll have to go to the bank and get the rest that's locked up. Listen to me bragging.
Yeah, right.
rightfully so.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much, but it's been a heck of a lot of hard work and cold days in the river, that's for sure.
Oh, I bet.
Lost some of your fingers over it.
Yeah, made the hands look pretty. Look at them.
Well,
Actually,
there goes your hand modeling job, Levi.
Check out my knuckles. See that?
Busted knuckles.
Say busted knuckles.
That's what I was thinking, Dana.
Getting a bit the same, but I just never give them a chance to heal up, so they're constantly trying to repair, and then I've got this extra skin there now. It's pretty gross, actually. Yeah.
We might have to start charging for this gold porn out here. They're all breathing heavy over here in the chat room. Drooling too.
That could be a new thing.
That's right, Bennett. It's not easy to find.
Whatever, he makes it look easy.
Yeah, him and Two Toes.
A lot of people accuse me of that, but it's not. You're only seeing like a 20-minute video of a 10-hour day.
Right.
Like moving gravels and moving boulders. It's
right.
I come home crippled for what I get, and people think it's easy, but it doesn't come easy. That's for sure. And a lot of people here. I have people here in Tassie. They'll contact me and they're like, "Oh, I got to give this sniping thing a go. It looks awesome. What wetsuit do I need?" And so I help them out. I let them know what wetsuit to get. They head out there. And then a couple of weeks later, I hear from them, "Oh man, I don't know how you do it. It's too bloody cold. Didn't find a thing." So it takes a certain type of prospect, and you guys know that.
It takes persistence. I mean, it takes a lot of failure, to get to that reward.
And I think we talked about how, like you said, a 10-hour day to get a 20-minute video. So it's easy to think you can just walk right out there and do it. And that's the unfortunate side effect about trying to make a video that's not so long that you're going to bore everybody to death.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to show them that it's a process. It takes a while and there's work involved.
Yeah, I try a little bit more so now than what I used to. I've got that head mount for the GoPro now, so they can actually see me working the crevices and that with the tools. But whereas I didn't do a lot of that when I first started, it was more just, there's a piece of gold, snuff it up. But I'm trying to make it more realistic and so that they can see what the process behind what's going on. Because
at the same time, you don't want to make it boring either.
Right.
No, that's right. That's right.
Throw a little bit of time lapse in there where we're like, hey, we're about to do time lapse, and then we throw some music and just feed through hours of video.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be good to, when I'm moving material and that, just set it up for a time lapse. Good idea.
That you're putting in, yeah.
Me too, you guys. Bedrock Bennett says, we take pleasure in the suffering. And then David Villa goes, and big cojones. And then Dano responds, I'm ready for some disgusting gold, Bennett.
You and I both, Dano.
And me too, because we're all heading to California for 10 days.
We'll be prospecting with Bedrock Bennett at least one day.
Yep.
Next week we'll be in California.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be. Hopefully that trip will pay for the trip. That'd be nice. If gold prices stay what they are or get better.
Yeah, well, they dropped, right?
Well, they dropped a little, yeah, but
it's under 2,000 now.
It always does that. What comes up goes down.
Yeah, that doesn't scare me yet.
Yeah, back in the 90s, gold was only roughly 300 an ounce. So.
Right. So now, when we were talking earlier, was at 1914. Now it's at 1920.
See, it's on the rise.
It's on the rise.
Bedrock Bennett's just asked what's the biggest piece I've found sniping. So far, I'm only up to a 4.1 grammer, so that's the biggest.
I'd take that home all day long, Levi.
I've got plenty of twos. I haven't hit the 3 grammer yet. For whatever reason, there's like heaps of twos and no threes. So
just skip the threes, go from 2 to 4.
And this alluvial fourth one, that one there was found detecting, and that's the exact same weight as the 4 gram alluvial. So they're both 4.1, which is quite. Yeah, I thought it was quite cool.
So I'm gonna go.
Yes, those are huge to us.
They're huge
to some of us.
Yeah. Okay.
So out of the 2 pieces of gold you showed us, and this is a beginner's question. Obviously, there were some smoother ones. Are the sharper ones gold that you're not finding in water?
No, they can be found in water. Some of the littler pieces that are coarse. But because it's a creek that hasn't had a lot of flow, it's only by chance that the gold's in that creek. The creek's passing through a field that hasn't travelled. The bigger piece that I showed you here, that piece was found, just in a tailings pile of the old miners. So, yeah.
But it is due to the fact that water hasn't worn it down, like a stone.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it hasn't moved much. The process of it moving down the creek bed flattens it out, breaks it, pounds it
up, right?
Beats it up, and makes it smooth and shiny like the pieces he was showing you, right?
More valuable than the other,
they can be, especially the bigger piece that I got, because it's got like a almost crystalline type gold to it.
Right, it's more of a specimen.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a specimen that we'll sell for more.
Right, so it has a little more value.
Often wonder with the alluvial, how much bigger would that gold have been before it got water worn? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
For all you know, that can be just a piece off a bigger one.
Yeah, that's right.
That can be a little point off of a bigger one somewhere.
Yeah. My friend who found a 2.5 ounce detecting, his gold was the same stuff as this, and all from the same reef. And he actually found the 2.5 ounce, and then he found a 3.5 grammer about a meter away, and you can see where the two connect and they join up perfectly. So I thought that was cool.
Here's a question. I'm not quite sure what he's asking, but from Earth Radio, does gold act differently in Australia, like land on the opposite side of the river?
Like your toilet's going counterclockwise, I guess, is where he's coming from.
So what is he asking? Does it not?
It's on the outside bend in Tassie. Same principle.
Yeah, I think gold does what it does no matter where it's at. It's going to go straight as much as possible and go down as much as possible.
Yeah, takes the route of least resistance in Australia, America, Brazil, who cares where.
Right.
Yeah. One thing I notice when I'm sniping is the gold I find is usually on the straights, and it's where the flatter areas are. I know a lot of prospectors always talk about, you get behind those waterfalls and those deep pools, and that's true. But for me, when I'm sniping, I can't physically move all those boulders and that collect up below those waterfalls. So if I can find the areas that are flat, you've usually got a lower concentration of gravels, and if it's sitting on bedrock, you can work it easily and find a lot of gold sitting underneath.
Yeah, because that gold's going to find those cracks and crevices up on that bedrock, and
it's got to pass over there as well. So.
Right, it will drop down there if there's enough room, makes enough room for it, and there it is.
And the principle of the gold being on the inside bend, you usually find with the bigger rivers on that inside bend, the gold's washed a long way down on those straights behind the corners, if that makes sense. So
because it's like you said, the wider rivers, you got a lot more area for that gold to stay out in the centers in that straight line that it's looking for.
That's right.
So anytime you can find some bedrock that you can dig in the cracks. If there's gold in that creek,
if there's bedrock there, it's tested out, as my theory. You don't leave it undone. It's hard enough to find it sometimes. So.
Yeah.
You find the bedrock, you find the gold.
That's what I hear.
You guys make it sound so easy. I'm gonna go find some bedrock. I gotta go.
Well, that's what we strive for. Try and find the bedrock, or where the overburden's the least.
Yep.
Or false bedrocks. You have clay layers and.
Yeah, that alluvial gold, the coarse stuff's actually come off there was like a false bottom. They couldn't actually work down to a level where it had stopped. It was sitting in clay at different layers, so, which is an interesting thing. I don't know. That's probably why they could never find the source, because they could never really see where it was dropping out properly.
Yeah, I know your history in Australia in general parallels the U.S. quite a bit, with the gold rushes and kind of the Wild West, the freedom-loving people. I guess you get that when you're a penal colony to begin with. We were kind of the same thing in a lot of part of the states. I'm not sure if many Aussies, many people went there for religious persecution, like the Pilgrims did to America. But
yeah, I think it was much the same, Ed. I think we did get a lot of people people chasing freedom and chasing gold. It was a lot of people went to new countries for gold, didn't they? So I think we had people come here to Tassie and then we'd lose them back to the Victorian gold fields. And then even the same, like you're saying, we'd have people go to California. You'd lose people from Australia to Californian gold rushes, and probably vice versa. Whenever there was a big publication about where the gold was being found, everyone sort of rushed to those areas. So.
Big old stampedes, because your whole country in general is littered with little gold rushes here and there, and from Western Australia to like the Northern Territory and where Nikki is in New South Wales to your own island, Tasmania.
Right.
Even though Nikki says Tasmania is not Australia, and you're own country all in your own. Do you guys feel like that?
Look, we don't, but I'll tell you what, people treat us that way.
Well, that's what she says, yeah.
Look, it is what it is. There's all the two-headed, they call us two-headed and all the rest. But we kind of get the last laugh right now with what's going on. Like they gave us a lot of hell about not wanting to go to Tasmania, and now all of a sudden the pandemic's come back over there, and they're probably all wishing they could be here, you know?
Right.
Did you see what Nikki just typed, Jesse? Oh, man. Nikki says there are Mexicans.
There you go.
So they're your border brothers, huh, Nikki?
Yeah.
Man, that's a long swim. If a Tassie's a wetback, that's sure a long swim. Ain't it like a 12-hour ferry ride to the mainland?
Yeah, that's right. Not.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. What a boat ride.
I've often thought about taking my little runabout boat and see if I could make it across. But
paddle your longboard across.
Yeah, that's it.
You'd be in the record books for sure. Everybody, let's all say paddleboard, paddleboard, paddleboard.
And I know we already talked about scary experiences, but what about wildlife or water life?
Yeah, it's not too bad here, Rose. We've only got snakes in the summer that are a real threat. All the snakes here will kill you. We've got, there's quite a few different species.
Snakes, spiders, pretty much everything. It's like the mainland. Everything in Australia will kill you. Got spiders as big as houseboats.
I should say, there's the insects. You got your spiders and your, bull ants and jack jumpers and all those sorts of things. So.
Ever have any run-ins with them?
Oh yeah, plenty. When you get bitten by a jack jumper, the more you get bitten by them, the worse you react over time. So I've been bitten that many times. I swear the next time I get bitten, I'll be a dead man.
What's a jack jumper?
They're just like a little mini ant that bite and got a real nasty bite.
We have fire ants here.
Yeah, we're not too bad. We don't have to deal with bears or cougars and stuff like you guys have got.
Now, how ferocious is the Tasmanian devil? Is it a ferocious beast?
No. It's got one of the strongest jaw bites or something in the world, I think, for its size, but it doesn't, it doesn't attack humans unless you're really stirring them up. But they're meat eaters, so they go out and they eat whatever they can find, scavenge for dead kill and whatnot. But I often worry about old Paulie when he's got his head down in a river sniping, wondering when the next bear's going to come and eat the bugger.
Yeah. Or next mountain lion come up and grab him up.
Yeah. I didn't realize you had so many different types of bears. Like, I just thought a bear was a bear.
Brown bears, black bears, grizzly bears, polar bears. What else?
Yeah.
Boo-boo bears.
So the grizzly's the killer, is he, or is it?
Yeah.
Well, they'll all kill you.
Yeah.
Versus a black bear, which is very scared and skittish like a cat, but a grizzly bear will kill you dead.
Yeah, okay.
You don't want to mess with anyone if you get between them and their cub, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
David Villa says Yogi Bear. Just hide your picnic baskets for Yogi Bears.
If old goodness, if David was here, he'd be carrying on about drop bears. I know.
Right.
Bears.
They were brought up in the chat room. Nikki's going off about Victorians or Tasmanians that knew how to swim. Tasmanians are Mexicans and Victorians are Mexicans that can swim.
He's asking for trouble, isn't he? All good.
Oh yeah.
I got no comebacks though.
Relics and stacked stones. Bare naked is usually scary too.
Drop bears will steal your pie and spill your beer. Now, what's a drop bear?
Yeah, what is a drop bear?
I don't know. You got to ask David that.
I think
it's like a fictional. It's like a fictional character. It's like a koala that kills you.
Do you guys have koalas on Taz?
No, we don't actually. Which is, I don't know why they've never been introduced. I don't know if anyone can answer why, but.
Now, from the looks of it, it don't look like you have much eucalyptus down there either.
No, we do. What you're seeing on the videos, like most of my videos, I'm going west, and that's the temperate rainforests. But if I go northeast or to the east, there's lots and lots of eucalyptus. So.
Which would be your rain shadow of the island?
Yeah, like the west collects all the rainfall, and the east is like really dry. So we're real diverse here in Tassie. It doesn't matter where you go. Like, you can have white sand beaches, and you can feel like you're in a different country altogether if you travel 50 k's away. You know what I mean?
Mr. Lodak's got the
koala bear's a drop bear.
A drop bear, a mythical marsupial resembling a koala, said to live in trees and attack people by dropping on their heads from above. Drop bear. Yeah, it sounds mythical to me too.
Don't forget the loop snake rolls downhill at you.
Loop snake.
Kids to keep them close to the camping site at night.
What's that? Sorry.
They say it's Nikki from Nikki Prospecting said it's a story we tell kids to keep them close to the camping sites at night.
It's a good idea. If they're anything like my kids, you got to tell them all sorts of things. I think my dad used to do the same.
Okay.
You go to the beach and something that'd be there. Those little, they call them bloodsuckers. I don't know if you have them over there. They're like
leeches. Leeches, yeah, we got them.
Yeah. Anyway, he used to tell me, "Oh, don't touch them. They'll kill you. They're like poisonous." It's like, what the hell? It wasn't the case. As you grow up, you realize all those things are fine. The world's not so scary.
Heck, we got water with some bloodsuckers in them that'll get you. They're real.
Yeah.
They'll kill you, but they will attach to you and suck your blood.
Little vampires. Now, BC Treasure Trails, Tasmanian tigers make a comeback yet?
Well, a lot of people would like to think so, but no, not yet.
Yeah,
I've had a few interesting experiences. I've got one of my rivers. It's a larger river that I go to. It's in a lot of my videos, and I've had on rainy days. I hear something in the background. I've got my head down sniping every now and again. I pop my head up and I'm like, "What's that sound?" And it's like a yelping, sort of coughing, barking sound. It's hard to describe. And it's only on the real rainy days. When I'm out there sniping on a rainy day, I'll hear. It's the only day that I'll hear them. And I've read somewhere that they used to whinge and whine on the wet days. They didn't like the rain, so I often wonder whether maybe it is.
yeah, maybe that's exciting. That is.
It's a remote. It's a very remote spot. Like it's right out there, so it's quite possible.
Now, do you guys have any legends of like Sasquatches in Tasmania?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Bigfoot?
There's the bunyip. I think the bunyip's more of a mainland thing. He's like your Bigfoot, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know much about him.
Tassie T says, once you heard it, you never forget.
Yeah, that sound. It's a weird sound that I've never heard from anything else. So it's got me, baffled what it is.
That's crazy. I think that's exciting that you've even heard it. I hope that.
Yeah. People often ask me, and it's the only. They say, have you seen one? And I'm like, I haven't seen one, but that's something I've heard. So at least that, it could be a possibility.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that they were extinct. I mean, is there any?
They're supposed to. Yeah, they're extinct. They're supposed to be extinct, but no, a lot of Tasmanians don't want to believe that they are because we've got so much countryside that's so remote and untouched.
Don't they have some modern pictures of one?
I didn't think they did. I thought they tried. I know that they've made documentaries for it, but I've never seen somebody find one.
It's a big subject. There's been a lot of documentaries, like you say, but I don't think anyone's captured any footage or photos of anything recent.
Well, I hope you do. Yeah, pop your head up when you hear that sound with your camera on your head. So you can
I'll go run around the bush looking for it.
And I wonder if it'll take fuzzy pictures like Bigfoot.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, really pixelated, aren't they? All the so
well,
cool.
No, see, people think that it's a bad camera. The camera's good, and Bigfoot is fuzzy. That's the way he photographs.
Ah, right.
Always out of focus.
He's always out of focus. That's what he looks like.
We just had the case solved to the Tasmanian Bigfoot. It's David Buckle in the bush.
It's the only real danger out there in the bush.
Yeah.
Where's David when you want him? Damn it.
Yeah.
David, come out of hiding.
We know you're there, David.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's around somewhere.
Now, hey, Miss Laurel.
Hey, Miss Laurel.
Congratulations on the 200 plus subscribers.
Absolutely.
What's your goal for this next coming season of Tassie Boys prospecting?
Well, just to find gold, mate. I don't know. I don't really set a target. The problem I'm having at the moment is that the rivers that are easy to get to, not that any of them are very easy to get to, but the ones that I've been working the last couple of years, the gold dries up pretty quick when you're sniping. So I've taken a lot of the gold out of them. It won't be till we get some big floods that it redeposits. But I'm on the hunt at the moment for new rivers, and it's going to make for good footage as far as my channel and that, and what you guys are going to see, because I'm having to venture out further and go a little bit more extreme to find the same results with the gold. So
What's
think-
your average? Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, no, go ahead.
What's your average gram take per season?
Per season. What did I do? I did nearly 5 ounces, I think, last season. So
Nice.
that worked. Yeah.
Nice, very nice.
Say,
There's another.
I'd be happy if I could do that again or better it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. It's my goal was just to try new rivers this season and new areas, so anything's possible.
Tassie T says, "Come on, mate, 10 ounces."
10 ounces.
10 ounces.
I don't know. It could change. You could get a 10-ounce nugget in one trip, couldn't you? So,
Or you could find, or you could be sniping one day and find 10 ounces just all in that crack. And sitting there
Yeah.
waiting for you.
yeah, that's right. It
You
could
know,
go that.
it could go, you know. It might not just be one piece, it would be a bunch of pieces all in there, wedged in there, just waiting for you.
10 ounces,
Yeah.
10 ounces, guys.
That's it.
When you say more extreme, are you going to more dangerous areas? Is that what you mean?
They're more remote, so it takes a lot. You sort of walking further, hiking further. You got to have more time, more supplies. The problem then is everything gets heavier, so the pack gets heavier, and
You're already tired
And
of getting a while.
So do you typically go like on just day trips, or you go for weekend or 2-3 days or a week at a time?
I'm starting to have to do overnight, just for time wise. Like you can't physically get there and get gold and get out in a day. So it
Right.
is getting harder. I used to be able to just go to a river, film the gold that I'd find in a day, then head home. But now it's like if I'm not there for at least 2 days, I don't achieve what I'm chasing. You know.
Right.
Mm.
So in other words, the more you're chasing, the longer you're gonna have to be out there.
Yeah, that's right.
To start hitting that 10 ounce that Tassie's talking about, you got to be out there what, a few days
Yeah.
anyway.
If I had my way, I'd go out there and never come back. I'd stay out there. Life has something to say about that.
Yeah, they usually do.
Oh, how'd you get bit by the gold bug?
It was her fault, actually. She took us sapphire hunting. We went looking for blue Tassie sapphires, and then I've always had an interest in gold since I was younger. My grandfather used to always talk about gold down at his river flats where he owned land. And from the sapphire hunting, I got on YouTube to see, if people were getting gold. I come across David. David was doing the whole gold thing. So I got in contact with David, and he said, yeah, sure enough, we're getting gold. Come out sometime. We'll show you the ropes. He never really did. He never really showed me or told me where to go. He gave me a few little hints, as you would. You want to keep it quiet, but then it was probably, what was it? I did a bit of research. We've got a website that's got all your mineral resources and that, where gold was found by the old timers. And so I put sort of 2 and 2 together. I thought, well, Dave's up this direction, and this is what this is saying online. So from that, I was able to get onto it. And once I found it, there was no coming back from it then.
Right.
It was Dave's worst day.
Do you do a lot of research on your off season?
Yeah, I don't really have an off season. I'll snipe all year round. So that's why I'm losing my fingers to frostbite and stuff. But
Okay.
when I get any free time, I'll quite often, of an evening when I'm chilling out, I'll just read through old history, like what the old timers, what reports were left from the old timers, and look for the rich deposits. There's quite a fair bit of information, luckily, here in Tassie, of where they found gold and how much was found, even right down to, hard rock mines and how many grams per ton and all that sort of thing. So it's pretty easy to find gold here if you know you know, if you can do your research and study it up. So
Right.
What are
Research is a big part of it.
yeah, I find that just
Yeah.
as fun. I love the history side of it. There's a lot to be learnt. There's a lot to be learnt from the old timers and what they did.
Now, I've noticed, I watched some of the gold shows from Australia, some of the different shows that come out of there. And with the metal detecting, I noticed that you guys are out in open areas, right? And
Yeah,
you're
that's
finding the gold out there. So how's the gold getting there? Is it what is well, I don't how is the gold getting there?
it's a different scenario. It's not like that here in Tassie, obviously, but over there in those it's almost like desert, pretty much just desert, outback, what they call typical outback country.
Right.
And that gold, a lot of it can be alluvial, so it can be coarser. And then obviously they like they might find alluvial stuff that's water worn right up in the tops of the hills. And the thing is, you're talking about a land that's millions of years old. So those high points at some time are actual creeks or valleys where the gold has been created. So it's just like what they say, gold is where you find it. Like it doesn't, there's no rhyme or reason for why it will be where it is, but you know.
Miss Laurel says that's because it rains gold in Australia. But yeah, because I noticed it like, especially with the metal detecting, you'll see where they've got their clean, and
Yep.
they'll scrape layers off, and then metal detect, and then scrape layers off. So it's not like it's in patches.
Yeah,
spread out.
the way I look at it is, if you imagine the gold in its location, and then over millions of years there's all that dust and erosion winds, you know, that are blowing all that top layer of soil away. You quite often see on the videos of gold in those locations, there's a lot of rock and it's all just scattered and just sitting on the ground. So it's all, as the soil and everything's blown away, you get that concentration of minerals and rocks and gold all just left behind because it's heavier, you know what I mean? That's how I see it. I could be wrong in saying that, but
so for you guys, it's not so much water movement as much as it is erosion of the earth around the gold.
I think when we're talking outback up there, it's more. It's just a different. It's like if you imagine global warming happening here in Tassie, really severe, and then we turn. I reckon that the outback was once like Tassie is now, but obviously it's turned to desert, and so you still find gold in little old creek valleys and things up in the outback. Even when I did a trip to Halls Creek with my mate, we were detecting along tiny little gullies, and they were just old ancient creek beds. So you still find it in old creeks. But I kind of imagine those places were once like Tassie is, probably more mountainous. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Nikki says there is different ways gold gets depressed all over Australia. There's not just one. Once you find gold, it keeps you on your toes. The key is research the area you're at.
There's a lot of theories about gold being spat out from shooting stars and all that sort of thing too.
I was assuming that Australia was also volcanic, right?
Yeah, it would have been in parts.
You know, so maybe through volcanic action.
Yeah.
And Mr. Lodak says it's the kangaroos hopping around tossing nuggets about.
Comes out of their pouches.
We'll go with that.
Now, are there many kangaroos in Tasmania like on the mainland?
Yeah, we do get plenty of kangaroos. It's you get the big foresters, so the larger ones up the northeast. We
Have
get lots of wallabies.
Have you ever little wallabies, a little kangaroo?
Yeah.
Do they punch as bad as the big kangaroos?
Nah.
Are you worried about the big kangaroos? Could they be a problem?
I don't think I don't think that we get the really, really big ones like they do on the mainland.
Like
I
the
think
red,
they're different.
reds.
Yeah. I think the Forester is the biggest we get here, and they're not like beach you up sort of kangaroos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple of things here. Tassie Adventure says wombats dig up the gold nuggets in Tasmania. Tassie,
Yeah,
Tassie
wombat.
yeah, wombats. Tassie T says the gold we work in Taz is mostly from ancient volcanoes. Okay. Yeah, I heard something about that was where that gold was from, or they assume that's where it's from.
Yeah. It's the same as the mainland again, though. Like you get your lode or reef gold as well here, so
Right.
which could have all been from volcanic action earlier on, I suppose.
Now, Miss
Right.
Laurel, she has an inquiring mind. She wants to know, do they really fight like boxers, men, boxing the kangaroos? Do they
There's a
really
few
like lean
We've
back
seen
on their
those
tail?
Facebook videos where the Aussie bloke goes up and punches the kangaroo back. That's a more recent thing. I don't think they ever really fought people back in the day, but they're aggressive to it. They're aggressive to it.
I watched a video. Yeah, I watched a video where two kangaroos were going at it.
Yeah.
And they were literally just punching and punching and punching and punching. It was funny and kicking. You know.
They use their legs. They kick them back
right.
with the bottom leg. Yeah,
but they were standing, both of them standing up together, just punching away at each other, hitting each other in the face and stuff. It was kind of funny to watch, you know. But
yeah, sure they got the old head goes back. The old head goes back. You know.
Right. It's funny.
Strange. We've got some strange animals over here, mate.
Yeah. Oh well. But actually, they did back in the 30s and 40s here in the States. They did have exhibitions in the circuses and carnivals and stuff of people boxing kangaroos. You know, so yeah, it happened. It was entertainment.
Oh yeah.
David Villa says they cheat; they use their feet.
I asked that Miss Laurel, any Bigfoot? You'll have to come back later after YouTube renders the video and watch to that part.
Oh, good question. Good question, Bob. Do you guys have to deal with ticks?
I think there are ticks, but not very common. No, that's the mainland Australia gets a lot of ticks. They're more common up in the tropical areas, but not in Tassie.
Right.
Yeah, I think they like warmer weather.
Yeah.
Or at least have to have some pretty decent hot weather for it. I know they don't exist in like Alaska. They don't have ticks, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Alaska I was gonna say but in Alaska they have mosquitoes that can carry you off.
The size of ticks, yeah. The size of birds, really, but yes. And they
leeches are the problem.
As he says, ticks everywhere in the furs, Levi. You've just been lucky.
Really?
Do you wear your wetsuit?
Because I got the wetsuit on all the time.
There you go. Yeah. Tick protection.
Leeches are the biggest problem in Tassie when you're out in the bush. Lots of leeches.
Leeches.
Yeah.
I guess you're in a lot of fresh water, correct? You're not doing anything in salt water?
Yeah, I've done one snipe in salt water at the beach, and I didn't get gold on that trip, but I've been back since, and I have got a little bit sniping, so I'm going to go give that another try at some stage. I just got to work out when.
Are you worried about, okay, maybe a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it, sharks or saltwater predators?
Yeah, we had, like I was talking about the scallops before with the scallop diving, where I go on the east coast of Tassie. A guy got eaten scallop diving by a great white down there, so there's a few great whites about. There's been a few sightings recently. A great white actually jumped onto the front of someone's boat. Some blokes were fishing the other day, and it landed on the front of the boat, about a 5 metre white. they took off pretty quick.
Wow. See
Hmm.
that scary animal experience to me is even being in
Yeah,
the water with where you could be, have sharks and not even just
yeah,
great whites. I mean, smaller sharks can tear you up pretty bad too. So
yeah, that's right.
that's
Yeah, there's plenty of
yeah.
sharks out there. But
I'm crying with you, Jaron.
Poisonous fish,
yeah, there's a few out there, but I
yeah.
don't do enough. I don't really come across them.
Not worried about it. I'd be terrified of the sea life.
Nikki wants to know. She's heard there is a beach in Tassie that you can pan for gold in the sand.
Yeah, down Hobart way, down the southeast. Yeah, I don't know the exact location. I've never done it because it's a 3.5 hour drive for me, or it might even be 4 hours to the location. So
Yeah.
You have a tendency to avoid touristy areas as well. Like I guess you're probably looking for where people don't go.
yeah, most of the gold locations are fairly remote. Yeah, so you don't have to deal with too many tourists.
Do you ever come across other gold prospectors on your trips?
Yeah, some of my best mates now are blokes that I met while I was out prospecting. So.
So that goes for Levi too. Maybe one day too, he'll meet you on the river.
Good plug.
Who was that? Where was that one?
Well, it happens. It's happened to me quite a bit, Levi. I meet people that have watched me on YouTube on the river. So I kind of say it now. Maybe one day too, I'll meet you on the river, and it does happen.
Yeah.
I kind of said the same thing, but pointed towards you. Maybe one day too, Levi too will meet you on the river. Never
You
know,
never know.
Levi. Maybe one
Once I
day
get-
too.
Once I can get traveling again, I'll be keen to go to some of these places and meet as many of you as I can.
That's what we want to do.
That was what I was most looking forward to. Like COVID's really stuffed things up for everybody, I know, but I'm so keen to get to other places and meet other people and see how you guys get on with the gold and what you do in your lives even. So
Yeah,
All right, I'm watching gold drop. That's kind of it's dropped. I got it at 1897 now.
yeah, it'll probably drop, but
It's going to keep dropping for a little while, and like Jaron says, it'll bounce back up.
I reckon it'll stick around the 80. I suppose you talk different again. I talk $80 to $90 a gram Australian.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I see it staying for the next couple of years.
Yeah, we're seeing it at what, 60 a gram?
Yeah, around there.
60, 75 a gram right now. Going down, but this will change again tomorrow.
Wait a minute. It's like the weather, Jesse.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
If
you don't like the current gold prices, wait a minute.
been tempting to sell some gold at the moment.
Have you ever sold much of your gold?
No, my son did a bit of sniping. Leo did some sniping with me over the summer, and he ended up with about 8 grams of gold over summer. And he sold half of that to my brother who came down from Queensland, and he bought his first laptop. And the videos that you see Leo make are from him, from the gold that he sold. So
cool.
I like seeing that. It's cool to see you guys use that money and put it towards more treasure hunting and more YouTubing. It's really cool to do that.
It's cool, I certainly wish I had known about gold when I was a kid and had been able to find gold like that.
Yeah,
it's better than the pocket money I was on as a kid.
Yeah.
I grew up in Alaska, and yes, I wish that my family had been a little more into it, or I'd gained more knowledge at that point. But then I moved to the West, and you know, but I have learned that you can find flower gold in the Midwest. I just got to give it a shot.
Yeah, that's it. No, you'll find it. Got to keep looking.
Yeah, that's right.
And I recommend if there's anywhere that's sniperable, do it, because I think sniping is one of the better ways to find gold if you can do it, if the water's clear. And
if the water's clear, that's so. Angela and I have talked about diving or scuba diving, or just wearing masks to go in the water. And I think the only way I could do it is in clear water, which is not very common in my area. Or in the water's clear, it's not deep enough to, or there's nothing there for it. But any of the big rivers are very dirty, very sooty, and couldn't see through. There's no way I'd get into them. So.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I don't think I would like to swim or dive into like the Maumee River either. Couldn't see.
You gotta have a mask to come swallow you whole.
So you guys all live nearby each other, like same state, or you different states? Or?
I'm about 7 hours away from the Flash crew, so I'm in Illinois, but it's only about 7 hours away from those guys.
Yeah, and we're about an hour and a half apart.
Yeah, about an hour and a half apart from each other.
Well, I'm an hour and a half apart from you two, yes, but you're like 3 hours from Jesse, Dano, and vice versa.
The place to go prospecting, about a couple hours, a little over a couple hours.
Wherever we go is at least a couple hours.
Yeah. You just get out there enough and have a good time.
But what's nice is when we get there, we're there.
Yeah.
we don't have to
don't want to go
walk, there 2 miles or whatever, to it. We get there, we park, we get in the water.
Yeah, that's going to change on our California trip, buddy.
That's going to be totally different.
Yeah,
like I said, California is going to be a totally different experience for me.
And I'm planning on doing a lot of sniping in California in the mother lode, Levi.
Yeah. I reckon so, mate. I'd be hitting up Two Toes, old Gary.
We're supposed to hook up with Gary and Jeff, Smith Gold and
Gary and Smith Gold.
Two Toes, Bennett, Jerry from California Mother Lode.
Yeah, I love my boys and we watch all Jerry's stuff. He does really good videos. Yeah. That guy deserves more credit with his YouTube. It's fantastic.
He does an awesome job with his YouTube. Then we'll be staying with Todd.
Yeah, used to be Top Cat Prospecting. Now it's Patriot Prospecting.
Okay. I have to admit I haven't kept up with all the channels lately. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of new ones coming out too.
And Mountain Mike. I'm sure we'll meet up with Mountain Mike, David. Maybe even David Villa. John Cordoza.
Family wants to meet up with us.
Yeah, also some Oregonites. Some Oregonites and Washingtonians might come down to meet up with us. Isaiah from OG Gold and Damien from West Coast Gold Prospecting might come down from Oregon to hang with us.
Blue Lead Prospecting, Tim. Try to run into him too.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be real nice.
Yeah, I'm only taking a 3 mil wetsuit with me. More like a surfing full suit, because the water's supposed to be really warm. So plus I don't want to baggage up my 5 millimeter and take that with me. I want to save my weight on my luggage.
Yeah, if you can get away with a thinner one, they're always a lot easier to work in, and you don't feel like rubber man.
You don't have to cover yourself up first.
I'll probably do a lot of metal detecting and cracks and crevices.
It'd be nice. Sounds like the dream to me, mate.
Sounds like it's gonna be fun.
We'll have a good time, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's good to get together. I think that's what prospecting. That's the good side of prospecting is hanging out with each other.
You know, we had our flash bash here recently, and that was just so much fun.
Yeah,
Can't wait to do it again. We're gonna try to do this every year, and then go somewhere else every year too. You know.
We go on and on and on about treasure hunting, and then always end up saying it's really all about the people you're with and the time you're spending there, and the adventure that you have. Even if you come back empty-handed, hopefully you still had a great time doing it.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Rose. The amount of people that you meet through it, like, it's, I don't know what it is, but yeah, you make new friends. I still can't believe here I am talking to you guys on a live stream. If you knew me 2 years ago, this would never have happened, but I was a different person, so it's changed me for the better. Yeah.
I think it does that to all of us, you know. I think it, for the most part, I think it humbles a lot of us. You know, especially when you just start doing this, or you've been doing it for a little while, and someone out of the blue comes up to you and says, "Hey, I know who you are, and I watched this, and I've seen you here and then," and you're going, "Wow, wow," you know. It's a hard thing to. I'm not gonna say it's a hard thing. It's just a different thing that you have to learn to accept.
Yeah,
you know,
you got to be on your toes. You got to be on your toes with it a bit more, and be prepared to say goodbye to people that you wouldn't ordinarily bump into.
Exactly.
How many times have that happened to you, Levi?
I was waiting for someone to say it, but yeah, it is happening now. It's getting a little bit crazy. Do you guys have Kmart over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in Kmart the other day, and a lady came up and goes, "I know you. I've been watching your videos," and I was like, "Oh, awesome!" And then I literally, was another 10 minutes later, someone else did the same thing, and I was like, "You're joking me!" Like, this is
right.
Yeah, so
because you're right. Had she not watched your videos, she would have never come up and said, "Hey, hi." She would have, she would have never come up to you at all for any reason.
Exactly.
But because they've seen you on YouTube, and a lot of people feel like they literally know you. You know.
Yeah, that's actually true. I often forget how much people know me better than what I think, because I'm on that camera blabbering on all the time.
Right. I mean, sometimes you're on there talking about stuff that you don't necessarily want to talk about, but it gets out there, you know.
Yep.
And then they'll come back, and it's funny because someone will come up to you, "Oh yeah, remember when you did this or did that?" And you're going, "Well, yeah, but I didn't film that." "Yeah, but you talked about it."
That's right. I got to remember that it's not just the monitor I'm looking at or a phone. You know, there's people at the other end. And when I cut my finger, one of my videos recently, I cut my finger really bad, and I didn't show anyone how it had healed up or anything, and I should have, because everyone's like, "What happened to your finger?" You know, like, I forget that everyone's interested to know what happened to my finger. So if any of them are watching, it's all healed up now, so don't stress.
If they form a friendship with you or a bond with you, they care about who you are, and they share your love for whatever you're talking about. Otherwise, they would not. They become your friends on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, but you know, I'm my worst enemy. Everyone always tells me you beat yourself up too much. You know, take a bit of pride in what you do, and you know, let people know you and be your friend. You know, so
right.
It's cool. It's a cool feeling.
It's very cool. I think it's a cool thing. But if you're not able to deal with that, you shouldn't be doing YouTubes.
That's right.
Brad has a question for you, Levi. And it's a good question. I'm even interested. Where do I buy my dad bod size Tassie boy top?
Yeah. Okay, so we had merchandise. We went with Teespring, I think it was called, the company that run them underneath your YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And they're good. That's what I'm wearing right now. They are good, but we wanted to get an Australian company, so we're working on that now. And they're not too far away, and they'll have all the sizes, Brad. You'll be able to get them in your size. So
now, for us Yankees, or
we'll probably do the Teespring again as well, so that it works. It might be quicker and easier for you Yankees that need one. So you might not need one. Hopefully, you need one.
Well, I think I'd invest in one, Levi. When I get a chance to watch your stuff, like you, I literally have almost as many subscriptions as I have subscribers, so it's hard to watch everybody's videos. And I feel bad when someone says, "Oh, did you catch my last video?" And I'm like,
No.
No, unfortunately, I'll make a point to go watch that.
Well, sometimes Ed will bring on a guest that I don't know who they are. So I have to go binge watch a few of their videos.
But I kind of like that. I kind of like that surprise, Jess. Like, it really does introduce you into new worlds, new people. So I love it when I have no idea who's going to be on there, so I can take some time and figure it out and figure out who they are and watch videos.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I like it.
Oh, yeah, I like it too.
That's
I like
true.
it too.
I'm the same. If I do get a bit of free time, I like to just scout through looking for those new channels, and everyone's got a different experience of how they prospect and where they're prospecting. And
right.
It's interesting, and it's interesting. It doesn't matter where they're from or how good their edit is. Like, it's interesting just to see where they are and what they're doing and who they are.
And what they have to say. Like, what are you going to tell them?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I hope I enjoy watching it. And I'd say most of the time I really do.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, Ed,
it is that time. We're into overtime, yes, Levi. Time flies, and you talk quite a bit for being such a quiet person.
Thanks, Ed. I tried. I hope it was okay.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I mean, no one's complaining.
Thanks.
No, not
thanks
at
so
all.
Much, eh? Thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll do it again. I'll get better at this whole, talking online stuff. So
it is definitely different. Definitely different.
But you should have seen us 3 years ago when we started this show, Levi. Oh my God! Thank God we've come a long way, baby. But
well, we're still working on the stepping over each other part. That takes years and years.
It'd be hard. You can never predict it or get it right, the timing. But anyway, I've spoken over a few of you today. But sorry about that.
You just got to jump in, man. You just got to jump in and talk. Yeah.
Sometimes that's the only way you're going to get in.
That's it.
Wait for that person to take that breath.
True. We try and make it like the atmosphere of we're friends, fellow treasure hunters, around the campfire, just BSing and having a good time.
Yeah, that comes through, Ed. You do a great job. And, I think that shows.
I really appreciate Levi, and I really appreciate that super chat. Down East Detecting and Prospecting, our good friend Bob Drake from Maine. We call him Square Nail Bob or Bob Square Nails. Dano, what is it?
SpongeBob SquareNail.
Yeah. He's a great guy. Let me see. Everybody remember to catch West Coast Wednesday on goldprospectorspace.com. Become a member. It's a great place for any treasure hunter. no matter what your treasure may be. Don't be fooled by the name. And also, Sundays at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Great community, good friends, good show. Thank you again very much, Levi. I'm humbled to have you on our show. It was...
No worries at all, guys. No worries.
And Mr. Lodak put up a link to your channel there for you.
That's right. If you're not subscribed to Levi yet, I don't know why you wouldn't be, seriously. Head over there, click that subscribe, ring that bell. He produces some outstanding videos and shows some beautiful places in the land down under.
I also want to say thank you, Roger James, for visiting our show tonight, and he subbed us tonight, so thank you very much. I hope you come back.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Roger. Also would like to thank our super chatters tonight. Todd from Patriot Gold Prospecting, our friend Aaron from Snorkel Pirate, and our friend Where Will Muchamacallit Take You? That name just kills me, buddy. And Richard Davis, thank you very much for the $50 super chat. And last but not least, our friend Bob Drake down east detecting and prospecting for the $10 super chat. I very much appreciate it, everybody. And yes, all those go back into the channel in one form or another. My co-hosts, Toledo Jess, Dano, and the beautiful Vixen Rose, thank you as always for being most excellent parts of the Flash fam. I greatly appreciate it. And all of you out there, the entire Flash fam community, you are why we do what we do, and what can I say? It's all because of you. It's all your fault.
It's all your fault.
Thank you very much for being part of the community here. I greatly appreciate it, and I know they do too. Until next week when we have metal detectorist Steph Finds on, we'll be talking about all the goodies she finds on her metal detecting adventures. So I hope to see you next week. But until then, may you always have a flash in your pan.
You know what he's going to say next.
That's right, Jesse. Maybe one day too, we'll meet you on the river. So, you know what? I'm out of here. Well, we're out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
everybody.
God bless.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye, Rose. Bye.
5, 4, 3, 2.